There once was an organization that was number one in its industry. It was the envy of all its rivals. It was led by a charismatic leader that had one guiding principle: put the customer first in everything you do. This meant understanding your customers' needs and providing solutions that exceed those needs. Both our employees and customers were pleased with the value the brand represented and brought to each other. This resulted in sales increasing, and the company went through a time of true organic growth. At the same time, one executive had an idea, a way to further grow sales and profitability. He called his initiative the Plan for Growth strategy. Its underlying tactics involved eliminating what he deemed as waste by outsourcing, eliminating, or reducing items the customer or the organization didn't need. As he initiated his strategy, it left many employees with an uneasy feeling. One employee in particular was very distraught with the new direction. He couldn't help thinking why change something that seemed to be working. And how can someone be so misguided? But then he thought, maybe this is how businesses are run. The executives were more educated and experienced than him. It must be what's better for the company. As the Plan for Growth strategy was launched, customers began to experience the effects in the company's products, services, and people. It meant solutions weren't aligned with their needs, and both customers and employees began to feel disappointed. Value was eroding. The erosion in value, coupled with disengaged employees, added pressure to the organization and created poor efficiency. The executive, blinded by what he felt was common sense and a way to grow profits, continued to conduct the organization into what became functional silos. No longer were they singing the same song. Each function had its own separate goals and vision. Harmony was lost. Time went on. The next year saw sales decline sharply. The organization was more profitable with every dollar invested, but no one believed in nor wanted to buy their products. The leader and other executives were extremely disappointed. How could this have happened? How could we have not seen this coming or forecasted it? The one individual that was most surprised was the executive that launched the Plan for Growth initiative. What he ended up creating was an organization that was in distress. And that young employee who questioned his gut feel in favor of the experience and education of senior leaders was most disappointed. As he was walking through the park, he asked himself, is this how corporations are run? Things became complicated. Is this the cycle? What are good leaders made of? He remembered all the great people he had worked with who left the organization because they disliked the uncertainty and the direction in which the organization was headed. He considered many of these people friends and felt a great sense of sadness. His sadness was interrupted by a familiar noise. Bees were busy working on their hive. Look at them all, working together towards a common goal. Hives are similar to organizations. Wait a minute, hives are like organizations, but better. You don't have bees misaligned, not working together. Why? He thought about the actual honeycomb. What an excellent structure. Its geometry, integrity, it's all interrelated. That's how organizational functions should operate. They shouldn't be siloed. They should be interdependent, working towards a common goal. Isn't that how all organizations start? It can't be that easy. But think about all those talented individuals that left. If we could have harnessed that talent and interrelated it towards the company vision, would that work? How would they interact? He ended up leaving the company. Time went on and the organizations that he was exposed to continued to change. But many of the same mistakes continued to happen. Not listening to customers' needs, not engaging employees, not interrelating everything you do to improve effectiveness and efficiency. Maybe it was a bigger problem. How can he make a difference? His fascination with bees continued, especially the way they were structured within their individual hives. They were segregated not by class, education, or experience, but by their natural ability. Something they couldn't control, an ability they were born with. Queen bees were natural leaders, worker bees were nurturers, drone bees were creators. It was simple, but it worked. But humans aren't bees. What makes them different? As he looked at the different types of bees, he found that they developed other unique natural abilities. Honeybees were the socializers of the species. Bumblebees were colonists, adapting to different temperate environments, while carpenter bees were very solitary and would burrow into woods to create homes. But people were still more than their natural ability. Then it hit him. It was their training and experiences that helped contribute to their unique stories. But the overriding factor was still natural ability. He called this concept talent utility, which took an individual's natural ability and added it to their story factor, the sum of their experience and training. If someone has the natural ability to lead but isn't good at socializing, even with enough training and experience, they would not become natural socializers. But when their story effect is aligned with their natural ability, the results are amazing. So back to organizations. If we leverage individuals with high talent utility, how do you use their skills to develop successful strategies and plans? That's when the concept of the honeycomb reemerged. It's all interrelated. You map stakeholders, identify critical mass, then you move into creating activity cycles, and you identify activity enablers. Then you bring it all together using a tool called a cellular map. These concepts are all brought together into a process we call the honeycomb effect. The honeycomb effect creates solutions that exceed customers' needs through a process that is sustainable and repeatable for any product or service. Time passed, and with the help of good friends, an agency was born, one with high talent utility. Each of the agency's members share a common vision: to assist forward-thinking organizations in finding new ways to unlock their hidden potential through innovation and strategy. That's the story of the honeycomb effect and of our company, Stratovate, where strategy meets innovation.